This is going to be the channel updates. I'm going to try to make it somewhat brief so I don't have to always keep saying this. If you are newly subscribed, I'm going to get to that as well. Just a quick overview here. Welcoming new subscribers is going to be on there. What the channel is about. If you recently watched one of my videos, I'm going to say some of the same things, but I'm going to go through it a little more in detail. So if you think you heard it, just listen to it a little more. Now that I actually have a little bit of downtime and I'm not trying to analyze Darkest Dungeon while I talk about the channel. Obviously the future of Darkest Dungeon, what I'm going to do with that, new games as I mentioned, computer updates, Twitch, and what happens when I'm going to hit 1K subscribers if that does happen. I'm on track to, but you never know. I'm going to combine the first two, welcome and about the channel. So welcome to Squidz Gaming if you joined recently. I have to make videos like this because YouTube doesn't allow I believe like the community tab or community outreach until you have like 10,000 subscribers for something. Clearly I'm a little off, so therefore to catch people up what Hidden Squidz Gaming is about and where I'm going, I have to keep releasing these videos and keep giving my 2 cents in videos that I make. Once I get Twitch, it'll be a little easier as well because I'll be able to live talk to whoever watches, but that still won't be a large base of my subscribers. Therefore, I'm doing these videos. The channel is gonna be about a lot of stuff. It's not just Let's Plays. There's definitely going to be Let's Plays, especially depending on the game. If the game doesn't really need guides, tips, it's not gonna be there. So what I've done a lot of is guides. So this is just tips to a game, to bosses, how to do something. And those can really be used in any game. Same with analytics, the drop rates. An example, Darkest Dungeon is just money per room, and the room statistics I'm going to be talking about later. Obviously, there's the Let's Plays. This is just me playing the game for fun. I'll drop any knowledge I think is current in there. However, it's not nearly as organized as my actual tip and how-to videos. Therefore, there's a little bit of knowledge in those, but if you really want to know just something, A, request it, or B, ask me if there's a video, or check my playlist. I actually try to be pretty organized in my playlist, but they're not exactly 100% perfect. Therefore, I can always send you the link, or at least tell you where to go within the playlist if I've done it. I've only done 2 reviews, one of Long Live the Queen, which I think is a great game, and one of Far Cry 5. These are very less frequent, and I'm probably going to stop them. They don't really get views, and you should probably know my opinion of the game within the videos I make. I don't know how many people search for reviews of games. They take a lot of time and energy the way I do them. It's not me just spitballing on a mic for 20 minutes about the things I like and I don't. I actually sit down, I go section by section on what I like. Sometimes the rebuttal to why people don't like things, it can take a while. Therefore, it's a lot of energy, and if it doesn't get exactly a lot of views, it's not something I want to invest literally 2 weeks to a month into. These can take a while. Since I get my own gameplay, I don't take other people's footage, or I don't use just the same footage over and over again. I try to be as precise as possible. It's not always the greatest, but I definitely try. Just one more thing about this. This can change over time, but as of right now, this is kind of the formula I am following for the channel. Most likely, if you've subscribed, it's for Darkest Dungeon, since that makes up probably 80% of my content now, if not more, and also is probably where I've gotten almost all my subscribers. Therefore, you've probably joined the Darkest Dungeon, so this should apply to most of you. I will be looking through mods, characters, and also the walking mod as an example. If there's other cool ones in there, I'll try to do that. That will be probably within maybe the next month. Right now I have a lot of projects on my hand, and I don't exactly want to dive into mods and forget about some of those other ones, because once I have momentum on one thing, I can start getting the formatting down, all that, and I don't want to go away from that. Casual gameplay, I'll try at least one a week because I do like playing the game for fun still. There's always time to drop hints in there, and there are always times just to be a little more informal and not so rigid in the setup. Trinkets, I do actually have the audio recorded for very rare to the rest of the non-DLC, so I believe that includes like bosses, enemies, and I can't remember the other trophy type stuff. Shamblers in there, and I think the collector with the heads and stuff. Therefore, I do just need to go through it. That's a lot though. I think I have, now obviously it's not going to be that long, but I think I have 50 minutes to an hour of audio, so that's probably going to get trimmed down to 30 to 40 minutes, which is still a huge video, and it requires a lot of time. Just to give you an idea, I would say on average, every second of a non-live run, every second of actual video with audio takes probably 3 to 5 seconds. So you figure that'll take me at least 3 hours to edit, and then I have to line that up with the trinkets at, which can take even longer. So you can see that video can easily take 4 to 6 hours, and it's just me reviewing it on the Wikipedia. So it's not even that intense, but it still takes so long. Editing audio is a nightmare, and it's actually the only thing that stops me from pumping out videos probably on an every other day basis. It requires a lot of quiet time, concentration, and if I make one audio mistake, I have to go back through and redo it, and usually I have times where I do audio, thus some days I have to wait 1 to 2 days to get like complete silence again. It can be a nightmare. Therefore, that's why things are a little slow sometimes. I'm happy to say I only need to watch 2 more of my medium runs, and then the medium and shorts are done. And that leaves me 6 long dungeons. Therefore, I'm coming up on that. The idea of that again is, as you can see, it's 5 each of all types. So 5 short explore, 5 battle rooms, 5 medium objectives explore and battle, and then obviously we're going to do 3 of the explore and 3 of the battle and the long. The idea of this is to find out where the casual player, or if you're trying to maybe optimize money or resolve, where we can go to do that. I don't think it's very evident in the beginning because each one can have its negative and positive, and we'll talk about that in the video. That will be a more scripted video, so it shouldn't be as much spitballing, so it should be, it'll probably still be a long video, but it'll be a lot of information jammed in quickly. I will also try to put the most useful information first because I am recording a bunch of not random information, but some more not as useful information, but I'm just doing it for fun so you can see almost exactly what each dungeon is going to look like for you. And obviously I'm going to try to finish all character reviews. My goal is 1 a week because they do take a lot of time to get the video. The audio can be difficult. Putting actual analysis into some of the skills and talking about them can be slightly difficult. And each of them are about 15 to 20 minutes long, and then pairing them with sections, once again, it can take literally 5 to 7 hours for a 20-minute video. That's why those can be a little slow. Where the heck are we going next? The games I have on here are not necessarily the only options, and I would not only mainstream one of these. These are things that I would maybe do one of this a week, then one of that a week. You know, I'd put 2 to 3 videos out, and maybe 2 would be for like Vermintide 2, and 1 would be for like Rising Storm 2. Then the next week, you know, it'd be like 2 Rising Storm, 1 X. It all really depends on what I'm doing. If they're really easy videos, I could even pump out 3 to 4. It just depends. Dark Souls 3 have actually beat the main game a lot, but I did buy the DLCs lately, so I was probably going to play those. Those would probably be more Let's Plays, and maybe I'll drop some tips on how to do Dark Souls on the computer. I do play with a mouse and keyboard, much different from a controller, which is what I was used to on the console for the first 2. The Hunter Call of the Wild is exactly how it sounds. It's pretty much a hunting game. For some reason, I've always had a desire to find a really good hunting game, and I don't know why. I think the Hunter Call of the Wild is a good one. That would probably be more, I'll call, live highlights and maybe some tips and guides. I don't know how many analytics I could really do with that, but there's a couple I could do with that. That would probably not be a mainstreamed game. That would be one of those things like on a weekly basis I go, here's this today, or here's that, whatever. XCOM 2. If you're wondering why the 2 is so far away, I actually put 2 M's. I realized it's only 1 once I started recording. Therefore, the power of white squares. I've beaten XCOM 2. I've beaten the ones in XCOM 1. I really like those games. That could be a possibly mainstream-lined game. I don't know if I would want to, but I would definitely probably invest a lot of time into that. Vermintide 2. I have, if they allow, they have a pretty strict copyright. You got to actually send in, I think, like a email or a form and time you're going to make a video and for future requests. I will reach out to them asking if I can do X amount of videos. Well, not X amount, but if I ask them if I can do videos, obviously use their gameplay. And here's what I would do with their gameplay. I've seen other people obviously use it and not get copyright strikes. I just like to err on the side of safety, rather than one day my channel gets hit with 3 copy strikes and all the work I've done for the past year is gone. So that's a real shame. I don't want to do that. Vermintide 2, I don't think they would, but it just has a little extra copyright walls, but I'm not completely scared about that. Don't Starve, I've played that game for about 2 hours, extremely difficult, and I want to get better at it on my own time, but I just play so many games right now. It's something on like the way back burner. It's like sitting out in the yard somewhere. That's how far away it is. Wouldn't mind getting into that. I want to say it's a popular game. I actually don't know. It's a tough one. I think it could be fun once you're good at it, but I think it's extremely irritating in the beginning if you don't know what you're doing, which is where I'm currently at. Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. It's a first-person shooter. That'd be a lot of Let's Plays. The only tips or tricks I could maybe say about that relate to like hiding, how to do better on certain maps and stuff. But overall, that would just be more fun Let's Plays and stuff. And I would try to probably reduce that to maybe one a week or maybe one every other week. Some of the shooters on here, well, actually not a lot of shooters on here. I didn't put a lot of shooters on here for that reason. Those are usually more stream fun games, and I could maybe reserve those towards Twitch and stuff occasionally. But for videos, they can be a little blah, especially since I'm not what I would call like a pro at all, or even like a top 1% players. Therefore, it's not something that I'm really looking to go main into. Magicka 2, my friend just recently bought that for me. We played Magicka together. It was a blast. I wouldn't mind maybe just doing Let's Plays of that, and maybe tips and tricks, depending on what Magicka 2 looks like. If it's anything like 1, there's definitely some tricks and stuff you can learn that I could make videos on. I was recommended a game called Faster Than Light, and it seems really cool. I've played it for all of about, I think, 15 to 20 minutes, and I have no idea what I'm doing again. Kind of like Don't Starve, but it seems like it has a lot of potential. I could see myself doing a lot of tips and tricks on that, and possibly even other guides and Let's Plays on that. It's a pretty cool game from what it seems like. Then, of course, suggestions. The reason why I put this video out sooner than later is because the Steam sale is going on until I believe July 9th or something. So if there's a game people really like, I'd rather buy it if it's on good sale right now in the Steam sale. I'll look at it for a month, and then we haven't gotten to the slide yet, but my next slide is about computer updates, and I'll kind of say about that. So if there's any games you've played on the Steam sale, well, not played on the Steam sale, if there's any games you see that are on sale, let me know, just A, in general, for my own fun, and B, also you think would make a great game for not only Let's Plays, but maybe diving into the lore, tips and guides, I mean anything. So now we get to computer updates / Twitch. I will be going with NVIDIA graphics card and probably a AMD processor. The new ones come out on July 7th, so I'm just kind of waiting to see how that is. I'm also talking to a lot of friends. They're saying they're going to be pretty good for their price. I'm also looking to get a decently more high-end computer so I can hopefully play this one 4 to 5 years and not worry about my internal processors. Just as of right now, I believe my graphics card is pretty much dying. It's a GTX 970, and I think it's just finally, it's crap in the bed. I mean, it's been 3.5 years since I bought it. Certain games that used to run well are not running well anymore. It might be other issues, but I'm just ready for near the higher end so I can push that out a little longer. And also, I'll be streaming, playing higher graphics games. I just really need stuff that's going to be able to handle both. Most likely, I'm going to be dropping this purchase in mid-July after the graphics cards, after the processors come out for a week. I get to look at them, see which ones I like. Also, it'll give me time to talk to my one friend who's really into this stuff, and we'll kind of coordinate, and then it'll purchase. Most likely, that will come probably early August, 2 weeks shipping for some of that stuff maybe. I'll probably make it mid-August. By the time I transfer over my softwares, my videos, my games, and all of that, I probably won't have my new computer up and running until late August to mid-September, which is why Twitch will be following that same exact time of late August to mid-September. My new computer being up to speed and Twitch are going to be pretty much one and one together. Therefore, I just kind of threw that all on one slide. I will be doing whatever is requested or what I feel like doing that day. Most likely whatever is requested I will enjoy as well. By mid-September, I don't know where I'll be at in Darkest Dungeon. I might do a couple of Twitch streams with Darkest Dungeon and we can talk about that and maybe other games, or maybe I'll do like half Darkest, half whatever. I'll probably try to allot 2 to 3 hours on a day. I know I'm completely alone, so the audio is pretty good and I'm not too interrupted by other things. Now, 1,000 subscribers. No advertising. Once I believe YouTube allows you to advertise at 1,000 subscribers. That is not why I made Hidden Squidz Gaming. I do not want to have you guys watch ads, block ads. I don't care. You see enough ads in your life. This is more of a moral decision on my end. I understand that maybe watching the ad, that's your time to support a channel. You know, you go, I'll watch this 15-minute ad because I know the person gets like 2-3 cents for it, whatever it is. I didn't start Hidden Squidz Gaming to make money off advertisements. I put way too much time and energy into videos to even maybe go the advertising route. I don't want there to be like 3 advertisements throughout a video or something like that, or you know, you want to show your friend where you're out somewhere and you're like, I need to remember how to do this, where I need something to entertain me. You're like, oh, and there's a 30-second ad I can't skip. I don't want to do that. I don't like when that happens to me. I understand that's how people make their money. That's how they make their living. I prefer something called Subscribe Star, which I will be signing up for probably in the next couple of weeks, and I will actually do a debut video kind of like this one, just explaining where you're going to go, what you can do if you want to. This is purely voluntary. I will never try to push people towards this. I will obviously let people know if they wish to contribute, but I don't want you to think like, oh, if you're going to watch my channel, you better drop $2 every. No. If you want to even do a one-time donation of $1, everything's completely appreciated and accepted. If you're wondering where money contributions would go, well, I'm going to be buying a rather expensive computer rig, so the computer rig I'm buying, any money you'd go would help that. Any games you recommend or want to see me play, obviously any money goes towards that. Also any additional hard drives. I mean, just literally the cost of having a YouTube channel and running the softwares and stuff can be a little expensive at moments. I don't mind, I do it for fun, but if you're feeling generous and you want to put some money in towards it, it is always greatly appreciated. Also, another way I could maybe earn money, once again, not going to pressure at all, is Twitch. What I will recommend is, and I don't really know how Twitch works yet, I know you can subscribe to people for I think like $5 a month or $10. I can't remember how much it is a month. For me, as of now, I would recommend you never subscribe to me, only because I'm not going to play enough for me to justify. If you're going to drop $10 somewhere, I guess you should do it in Subscribe Star, because in Twitch, I'm probably going to try to stream 2 to 3 times a month. They're going to be very scheduled times. It's not going to be something where, like, if you wake up at 8 a.m. and you come home at 7 p.m., I'm still streaming. It's just not going to be my life. So therefore, if you want to drop a donation, if something happens on the stream, that's cool. If you have money in Twitch and you don't want to do it through Subscribe Star, since you already spent money through that, that makes sense as well. You know, whatever financially makes sense for you, if you want to give. Once again, please do not feel pressured. This is a free, I guess I'll call it a free channel. No advertisements. It's not made to make money, but obviously I appreciate anything that does come in. So thank you for joining Hidden Squidz Gaming. Thank you for continuing to support me. It's a huge help to every video if you hit that like button and also comment. It increases the, I believe, the YouTube algorithm. So the weird thing is, and I'll just drop this real quick before this video ends, I believe likes and dislikes don't 100% affect whether or not a video is popular. What YouTube takes is, I think, like interactivity or something. So that's why sometimes really unpopular videos, dislike wise, are still showing in the feed, because the dislikes count as interaction. Now obviously once you click on a video and you see that amount of dislikes, you go, oh, I don't want to watch this video. You know, that can be the downside to that, what I'll say. However, definitely the likes and also the comments count towards that. So you don't have to comment. You don't even have to hit the like button. It's just something, if you can remember, and if you truly do like the video, don't just like out of habit. You know, if you think it's a, you know, it's a good video and it was quality, hit that like button. It helps out a lot. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined. Thank you for watching. Thanks for thanks for the community, just commenting on Darkest Dungeon and any future games that are coming out. And of course, any support on new games is appreciated. And I want this to feel like we as a channel/community are pushing towards games we want to see. I will obviously play ones I too want to play. With so many games out there, I'm sure we can line up together on things that are A, fun for me, and B, beneficial or entertaining for you. Thank you. See you on the next video.